here we are. This obviously is broken. My tiller handle. Look at that. I have another one here. This is the original that came with the motor. It broke in much the same way. I attributed it to the handle becoming changed shape. You can tell it's not the same shape as it was when it was new, probably from sun damage. Anyways, so we're going to fix the throttle today. We're going to, I think, relocate the stop button, and we've got to figure out what's wrong with the exhaust on this. Why is it exhausting into the cowl? Because that's smothering the engine. Oh, let's get going. So I'd start looking at the exhaust first. Look at this. This is the exhaust port. That's a bug nest. Cocoon. Yuck. I hope I don't find more of this stuff. I have to tear this all apart. Okay, where were we? Outboard motor. Broken tiller handle. Exhaust getting into the carburetor. I have another tiller handle here. It's broken already. Been trying to take it apart. I can't get this part out. So, given up on that. I do have the replacement parts for in here. And here they are. These are new. Something I got online. Look at those. Those are the little rollers that roll in these grooves. I think these are called helical twist grip things. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to put this tiller back together. I think I know now why the tiller handle came apart. And that was because I had my homemade tiller extension on it, and I pulled on it and it pulled it out. There's these little knobs there that fit in these little holes here. So I pulled it apart. So it was a user error mostly. And you know what user error is? You can't fix that. You know. I ain't getting any smarter. So I'm going to put this back together, lubricate it. I've already cleaned it all up. I've got to give it another wipe down just to get some of the cleaner out. I'll lube it all up and we will put it together, and it will be as good as, it'll be good enough. It'll suffice, let's say. So let's do that, and then we'll get looking at this exhaust leakage. And I think I found the problem, and it might be easily fixed. We'll see. Everybody loves spray grease. Yum. Little knobs have to have grease in them too. Little dab will do you. This only goes on one way. All the way out. This thing still has me baffled. I'll have to get back to it in a minute. Take a break, figure it out. Look online at the schematics. So I clicked on a service bulletin for the helix replacement kit. Here it is here. This is the part number and all that. It was $113. And I thought, oh, let's tech info. Why not? Look at that. Helix replacement kit. That's what I got. And here's everything. My little things are a little different, but same idea. And then I read, checks the length the helix halves. These things. So these are a different size. These are shorter and require a spacer. I didn't get a spacer. And here's the spacer, part number 8. You need one of them. That's something. So, not knowing, I put in these and tried to use the handle, and it wouldn't go all the way down to idle. So I came in and looked, and by golly, there's a spacer that I need. So I made a spacer. And it works fine now. That's kind of crazy, you know. They change the design and they make things smaller and put in a spacer. I don't get it, but they did it for some reason. Okay, well, everything should be working properly now with that motor. Look at that. I went in the house to read the instructions. Well, not the instructions, to look at the diagram, and found out that my new parts, which are in here, are an 1/8 of an inch shorter, and there's a spacer that's supposed to go on the end. They didn't give me the spacer when I bought the kit. So I made a spacer. Works fine now. We'll see how long it continues to do that. Get the grease off the lens because it makes those light flares. Okay, so the throttle's working great now. Now I've got another problem, which is down in here. Let's get a light. See here, that's part of the housing flange. You see right here, that's a great focus right there. That thing, that is foam. Let me get a better shot. This is the other side of the engine, but same idea. Foam, look at that. And that foam is, there's some there too. That foam is what stops the exhaust from coming into the cowling, into this area. So I'm missing that piece over there. That's, I can't see any other pieces missing other than this one over here, right there. I also have this plug out. So I'm going to put this plug back in properly and find some type of solution for this foam. I had started to remove this whole cowling, but no, not going to do that because I would have to take the power head off. I'm not going to play with that. Just going to plug that hole. And we'll see what comes of it. So I've gone and loosened those bolts, but to show you the gap, this is my flashlight underneath. You can see coming through that little drain hole, but watch this. See a screwdriver. Come on. Okay, I've shoved a piece of foam up in there from underneath here. And you look, got the flashlight under there. No light coming through other than the drain hole. Okay. Let's tighten this up. I'm hoping that that is all that this needs. It runs well enough, so I know that the exhaust housing inside isn't plugged with carbon or anything. It's just starving itself. So let's tighten this back up and I don't know, maybe put it in the healing tank. I'm going to rub a little bit of Marvelous Mystery Oil on it, just for good measure too. Hope for the best, eh? So, you may notice I've replaced the fuel line. May as well, I've got an extra fuel line. That other one was really hard. I've rubbed the Marvel Mystery Oil on it. Let's hope that helps. Put it back on the boat and give it a whirl. What we got to lose? Nothing. How messy is that lens? Is that any better? Yeah. Anyways, I've installed my hour and RPM gauge. I've taken the old hour meter off because it just did hours, and installed this one. This is going to let me know what my fuel economy is. Put it back there with zip ties so I can still move my handle and it won't break it. It's fed through a little hole in the bottom. That's a drain hole, and then wrapped around a plug wire. I've got to tidy that up. I've got to figure out how many wraps it has to have. I haven't read the instructions, so that'll be next. But before I forget, I got to get that plug in down there. See the plug? It's not in that hole. We'll figure it out and we'll get it in there. The rubber thing is so soft, but I think I've got the. See, there's still leaks around the outside of it. I wonder if I can get a grommet to fit in there. I'd have to take all that stuff off. Nope, I can't get a grommet. Not a specialized one. Let me think about that. I do have grommets just for such occasions, but I don't think I have the right size. Close. Let's see. This will require some special playing around. Okay, we'll try again. I've got to get that out of there. Shouldn't be that hard. It's the size hole we're working with. There's that thing that was there. It's a mess of squish. Oh, let's put a grommet in there and see what happens. We're going to have to cut this to get it over that wire. Actually, I better use a blade. So we're going to have to glue this back together. If you don't know how to glue grommets back together, I can do a tutorial. To cut grommet, we're going to get it around our wire. So I'm going to, now that I've got this cut, I'm going to see how it fits around in the hole, the outside of the hole. I think it's a little small, but that's not a problem because I can make it bigger. Gotta see if it'll fit first. There'll be some fiddling around. So you can see the gap at the top of that grommet there. So that's the size of the piece I'm going to put in. And I'm just going to measure it with this. I can't get a measuring device in there. Okay, let's say we're going to put that much in. That looks about right. Now we got to get that out. So to do this, I'm going to cut another grommet. This is the same size, I'm going to cut about what I think is the right amount. Look at that. That's what I'm going to add. There's our other grommet. We're going to put that back in our case. And we'll use that for something else. Trick is, make sure these are really, really clean. We'll get busy here. Here's the secret sauce. Don't glue your fingers together or to the part. Yeah, I think I got it that time. We'll see in a minute. Yes. Okay. Now we're going to glue this other end onto that, but we have to put it around the cable. Now here's the trick, is spreading this apart in here. Oh, it's down the bottom. And getting it glued without gluing it to the cable itself. There's our new grommet. It's going to fill most of that hole, and this is going to kind of get jammed in side of that. Don't forget to put the lid back on the glue. I really like these individual tiny glue balls. It's only got 1 gram, but I use such a small amount on different jobs that I'll get 10 uses out of this. I mark it too, so I know this is the open one. So I've got more in the drawer. They don't say open on them. I think I'm going to let that sit till morning. If I let that sit till morning, I've got a better chance of it not breaking when I go to stuff it into that hole. So I think that's what I'm going to do. We'll leave it at that and see what tomorrow brings. You can see how this other one was. It fits, the housing fits in this groove here. And, well, it's cracked. It's missing. Oh, it's broken there. There it is. So, we're going to stuff this right through that other one. So we'll have these other parts as our sealant. I've wound my spark plug wire with this wire for the little sensor here. Read my instructions. That says it's already set at what I need it to be set at. And we're going to just zip tie this up, and we'll be good to go with finding out our RPM and our new hour gauge. I'm going to wrap it up for the night. Oh, I almost forgot. Gotta rub the Marvel Mystery Oil on the engine for good luck. There we go. I'll leave that on top of the motor overnight. Magical things will happen. I know it. Thanks for watching. Click clicky things, and we'll see if this works properly when I use it next. I'm not even going to bother testing it, because in the tank it runs fine always. It's because it's not gassing itself. That only seems to happen with the backdraft created by the boat moving forward. So we'll put it on the boat, and we'll get some real numbers when it's on it. Oh, clicky things.